It's 3 o'clock and I haven't eaten yet, but I got up at 12. I went to bed, I think, at 1 a.m., which is kind of early for me. And I just didn't turn my alarm on, let myself sleep. I definitely needed to catch up after a night or two of not getting enough sleep. So I feel okay today. I'm still having some sneezing and I wouldn't say congestion today, but the mucus build up in the back of my throat. And my head has been really itchy today, which is usually a result of something that I ate. I get an itchy scalp from eating corn, so it's interesting because I can't recall eating anything with corn in it. And I've just been feeling really frustrated today. You know, doing these food journals has really made it clear of how frequent these symptoms can be. I've known that, but I'm extra aware now. I'm extra aware of what I'm eating, and I'm trying to put all these puzzle pieces together. And these conversations that I'm having with you through the comments have just been really fascinating. Some people thought that I might have a cold. It's not a cold. I don't have any of the other symptoms of a cold. It's sometimes feels like a cold, but this is like a very frequent thing, and my immune system overall feels really good. It's just more of a digestive issue and this reaction, I have itchy skin, and last night too, it was really interesting. I had really intense bloating after I ate that great meal with the pasta, tomato sauce, broccoli, and zucchini, and I didn't feel internally that bloated, but I looked in the mirror and my body was really, really bloated. And it was interesting because I remember looking at my body after yoga or during yoga and just kind of taking in a moment of, wow, I've been exercising so much recently and just feeling really good about the shape that I'm in. And to see what happened to my body after I ate food and that just bloating effect that I had from it really made me step back and think, okay, there's a lot going on here, and I got to figure this out. So one thing that I read in some comments was about histamine, and I started doing some research about histamine intolerance, and there's a lot. It falls into a bunch of different categories. It can be associated with leaky gut, so perhaps I do have leaky gut. Again, I'm trying not to make any assumptions until I get a professional opinion. But frankly, it's probably going to be a little while since I can save up the money to get a full-on checkup with the right kind of doctor. I don't want to go to a cheap doctor. I want to invest the money and really go to one. So I'm feeling more and more encouraged to get that money aside for that. In the meantime, though, I'm trying to think of some temporary things that I can do. And through the histamine research, I wouldn't be surprised if that's part of what's happening. And I don't know if I have a histamine intolerance or if the histamine intolerance symptoms are related to something else going on, because that's pretty common from what I've read. I read a bunch of different sources today. And what's interesting is the foods that have histamines on them are some foods that I've been eating. And they also relate to some foods that I've been avoiding too, like soy, for example. And I've always had reactions to soy. But here are some things that I've been eating recently that might be a problem. One are pickled or fermented foods like sauerkraut mainly. For me, I was thinking that would be good for me to have to build up my gut, but after reading that, I'm going to pause from eating sauerkraut. Any foods that have vinegar in them. Tomatoes. I've been eating so much tomato sauce recently, and I had fresh tomatoes, so I'm going to put the pause on those. Avocado, some people say they can, some people say they don't, but I don't really need to eat avocado, so I'm going to pause on that. Eggplant. I don't usually eat a ton of eggplant. It's one of my favorite foods, but that has been in some of the pasta sauce, so I'm going to avoid that sauce, or probably just tomato sauce in general. And what else did I find here? Tea can, especially black and green teas, can be a histamine either liberator, as they call it, or they can be high in histamine. So I'm just going to drink herbal tea, although some people say no tea at all. I can't imagine not having tea, but I'm going to avoid kombucha, although I didn't see that mainly on these lists, but I have a feeling that kombucha could be a trigger, so, and especially because it has been fermented and it has usually green or black tea in it. So sadly, no kombucha, also alcohol like ciders, wine, and beer especially. I don't drink a ton of alcohol, but I'm going to be avoiding those. Dried fruits, I don't drink too much or eat too much of. And then nuts, those are also one of those things. Some people say nuts are fine, some people say they don't. I might just experiment with that because I really enjoy eating a lot of nuts. But also, this is the saddest part, chocolate. Chocolate is on like every list to avoid, so that makes me so upset. But I'm just going to try it. I'm going to aim to eliminate or greatly reduce these foods along with some others that were recommended for a whole month. Beans were also on that list, and as I've talked about, I'm really sensitive to beans. And there's strawberries and raspberries too. Bananas are on some of the lists. It's a lot, although now I'm trying to compile a list of what I can eat. So I'm going to go to the store now. I'm really hungry, and nothing in my house right now is appealing to me. Good news is that rice and oats are acceptable. I was afraid I would have to stop eating rice and rice pasta, which you know I love. And combining that with just some other veggies is probably going to be the base of my diet, and I want to start bringing in more fruits and eat more raw food. So we'll see. You're going to come along the journey with me. Let's go to the store. No, I do these videos. Having a bowl of the rice cereal with one of my favorite milks. I think this is just in California. It's made not that far from LA and I think Ojai, somewhere around there. It is so wonderful. I've been meaning to make my own because it's just flax, rice, and hemp blended into a milk. I'm going to have some herbal organic tea, lemon ginger, which is lemongrass, tulsi, and ginger. I'm out to eat at Veggie Grill, where I got some steamed kale with sesame seeds on top and some new crispy portobello mushroom, which are gluten-free and soy-free, and a red pepper sauce to go along with it. As you can see, it was a pretty basic day. What you didn't see was that I had several bowls of the brown rice cereal, which was really, really satisfying. And I had a few like small drinks of that flax, rice, and hemp milk just on its own. And then I had a couple oat coconuts. So I didn't document absolutely everything, but sometimes it feels a little repetitive. I feel really full and also really good, even though I didn't eat much today. But it was probably great that I didn't eat that much in terms of everything was very simple. So I had enough food to keep me satisfied throughout the whole day. But taking away or getting more in tune with things that might be causing that histamine reaction in my body seemed to really work today. So, that's awesome. I'm going to see if I can keep this going for another 29 days and see how I feel. I didn't feel bloated after I ate today, even though that meal at Veggie Grill wasn't the cleanest, and mushrooms are, I think, on the histamine list, but I didn't seem to react to those. And then I later found out that there was gluten in the sauce. And I couldn't figure out what was in the breading, so I don't think that Veggie Grill mushroom dish was incredibly healthy, but it was incredibly tasty. That's like one of the best things I've ever had at Veggie Grill. So I'd love to know, what is your favorite Veggie Grill dish for those of you who have been there? And if you haven't, do you have another vegan fast food place in your area, or a fast food restaurant where you have a really good vegan meal? Or do you make something similar to that that's,
I would also love to know, what is your version of fast food at home? Some of you might say a banana. That's fast food, right? Nature has a lot of fast food, so I just want to know what's your favorite fast food, whether it's a healthy fast food or it's more of an indulgent thing. And I'm about to go to bed. It's 5 a.m. Been up editing for hours, and lots going on tomorrow. Can't wait to bring you along. I'm going out to a good meal with a friend, and who knows what else the day will bring. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for all your support. Can't wait to read your comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to this channel if you're brand new to it, and I would love to see you on social media. All the links are right down below in the description field. Until next time, bye.